Hey everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and I am back to do another video. I apologize, it's been a while since I've done one. I had a lot of plans to do some videos in June. Those were sort of sidelined because I had a health issue. Everything's fine now, but we'll just say I had to go under the knife last Monday, and everything is fine. No big deal. But I just wasn't feeling all that great for most of the month. So be that as it may, it did not stop me from buying movies. So I got what I picked up for June in this video. This is the June 2023 pickups video. Don't have any 4K stuff this month. I do have some DVDs, mostly Blu-rays. I've picked up some stuff from Big Lots, eBay, Amazon is the majority of it, and I did a little bit of thrift shopping, so something I don't normally do, but I did, and I got some really cool stuff. So I'll start with the Big Lots, and got, Big Lots got a few new, I guess like a new standee full of Blu-rays that were sort of new to the store. So it wasn't the same old crap that's been sitting around in most stores for the last year or so. So I picked up a few things that I hadn't seen before. First one was Poseidon. This is the, I think, 2006 remake of the Poseidon Adventure. Yeah, 2006. This has Kurt Russell, Richard Dreyfuss. Who else is in this? Josh Lucas, Emmy Rossum, Jacinda Barrett, and some other people I don't recognize. But this was directed by Wolfgang Petersen. I have not seen this in quite a long time. I wanted to revisit it. I remember not liking it very much. It was pretty generic feeling. But I haven't seen the original Poseidon Adventure in a really long time, and I haven't seen this in a really long time. And I've noticed I've been giving a few movies lately a second chance, and they actually haven't been as bad as I remembered. So I'll try to do that with this one. This is a brand new, to me, blind buy. This is Relic, starring Emily Mortimer, Robin Nevin, and Bella Heathcote. I don't know any of those people. It was directed by Natalie Erica James. Just seems like a interesting horror film. I know some people have seen this and said they enjoyed it. So I figured I'd give it a watch. $4, not too bad. Another blind buy. This is a movie that I have avoided because I've always heard it was terrible. But then recently some people who have also found it at Big Lots have said that it's really not that bad. So I figured I would give it a go, and that is Waterworld with Kevin Costner and Dennis Hopper and Jeannie Triplehorn. This was directed by Kevin Reynolds. And when did this come out? This came out in like 1998, I think. Can't find the year on here. I believe it was 1998. Maybe 1995. My eyes are failing me. But whatever it was, I think this was a huge box office bomb. And I just figured I'd avoid it. But, you know, second chances. And this I picked up, and I normally don't do this, but I don't have a standalone version of this film. I have it with in a 3-pack with Alexander and Troy. But I wanted to get a standalone version of this. This is 300. Came with a cool slip, although the artwork is the same as it has always been. Or maybe not. Let me see. That actually looks kind of different. No, that's the same. I was thinking it was this that was originally the artwork, but anyway, 300. I've seen this. It's good for what it is. Fairly CGI heavy action film that sort of takes the story of King Leonidas and the 300 at Thermopylae and kind of puts it on steroids, almost literally. But it's still entertaining and based on a graphic novel by Frank Miller. Next up here, that's the stuff I got at Big Lots. Next up is the stuff I found at a thrift store. there's a thrift store locally. It's called, I think it's the Volunteers of America or something like that. And I believe that the proceeds go to military families, possibly. But in any case, it's a brand new store in our area, so I figured I'd check it out. And they had a really good selection of films, so I picked this up. This is the Dragonheart, the 4-movie collection. I have since found out there is a 5th Dragonheart movie. I didn't even know there were 4. I haven't seen any of these other than the original, and I saw that back in '96, I think it was, when that came out. Yeah, I was still in college when that came out, so this is a pretty decent set. The discs are in fairly decent shape. But there's not much on the interior, just some text about the movies. The top of the first disc is a little scratched up, but I believe I checked the bottom and it was okay. Yeah, some very light scratching, but the other ones, I don't think anybody watched any of the other films because they are super minty. But anyway, Dragonheart, the 4-movie collection. Then I picked this up. This movie's been getting some notoriety lately because of the fact that it was edited recently on streaming. And so, of course, the ever-popular and correct argument that physical media is better than streaming came up because if you buy the movie on physical media, you don't have to worry about it getting edited from under your nose. But that is The French Connection. And this... I actually have since found it on Blu-ray. I know people were paying exorbitant amounts of money for it on Blu-ray on eBay. I saw it going for like $200 because it was supposedly out of print. Well, then Amazon came along and said, hey, we've got it. Might take a month to ship, but we've got it. And I picked it up for $10. So that's on its way. I think it'll be here next Sunday. So I'll have that for next month. But I'm going to give this a watch. And I remember seeing this a long time ago, and I don't remember much about it at all. And Gene Hackman won Best Actor, and this won Best Picture. So from 1971. And then probably the best find at the thrift store was this. This is The Muppet Show, the first season. It's a 4-disc set, and I can't believe, number one, that somebody didn't want this. The only real problem is somebody wrote their initials at the bottom, but big deal. Otherwise, this is super minty. Whoops, except for the fact that that disc just popped out. They also wrote their initials on all of the discs, but hey, what are you gonna do? But yeah, check this out. Even comes with the insert. That talks about who the guest stars are. And the guest stars on the first season are Juliette Prowse, Connie Stevens, Joel Grey, Ruth Buzzy, Rita Moreno, Jim Nabors, Florence Henderson, Paul Williams, Charles Aznavour. I'm not sure who that is. That's the only one that I don't recognize so far. Harvey Korman, Lena Horne, Peter Ustinov, Bruce Forsyth. Name does not ring a bell. Sandy Duncan, Candice Bergen, Avery Schreiber, Ben Vereen, Phyllis Diller, Vincent Price, Valerie Harper, Twiggy, Ethel Merman, Kay Ballard, and Mummenschanz. So it reads like a who's who of 70s entertainment, which is pretty much when this is from. There's something in there. Nope. Thought there was something in there that was blocking this from going in, but it's just the packaging itself. But anyway, 4 discs of the Muppets. Very cool, and very glad to have that in my collection. This was literally my favorite TV show when I was about 9 years old. I actually got grounded from watching it. That's how much I was in trouble, and that's how severe the punishment was, because it was my favorite show. I did something, I forget what I did, but my parents said, well, you can't watch The Muppet Show. All right, next up is eBay. I picked up a couple of things that are just re-additions to my collection. Wolf of Wall Street with the slip. And I believe this came brand new. I don't think it was used. I can't remember. I took the plastic off of it, I think, because it was, I don't know. Anyway, Wolf of Wall Street, I've seen it in the theater, loved it. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance is great. Jonah Hill is great in this. This was directed, of course, by Martin Scorsese, written by Terrence Winter. Just a fantastic and funny movie. Really kind of a commentary on greed. I'd rather watch this than the movie Wall Street by Oliver Stone. But anyway, great movie. Glad to have it back in my collection. And then I picked this up because I still have not seen Avatar: The Way of Water. And I picked this version up. I already have the other version, the regular, just plain old Blu-ray of this. But this is the, what do they call it? The extended Blu-ray collector's edition. I picked this up for $8. It is a little beat up, but that's fine. The movies appear to be in good condition. There, of course, is the inside. And then there's a book. Sometimes you'd find it for sale at some places, and it would just literally be this, which would just be the innermost part of it. And then sometimes you'd find it, like I'd see it in stores, and it would just be this part, which is fine. It's not bad packaging, but, you know, it's nice to have the slipcover, even if it is a little beat up. But anyway, this is the extended edition of Avatar. All right, next up is Amazon. And like I said, Amazon makes up the bulk of this month's purchases. And first and foremost, I picked up this. This is the Arrow Video Empire of Screams, the Enter the Video Store Empire of Screams, a limited edition set, which includes the Dungeon Master, Dolls, Cellar Dweller, Arena, and Robot Jocks. And it includes some little nifty stuff like a membership card and an 80-page book. So yeah, some Charles Band for my collection. Looking forward to watching that, or all of those. I've seen the Dungeon Master, but the other ones I have not seen. Then this, I believe I got from Amazon. Amazon is not showing it in my order history. I don't think I ordered it from Kino Lorber directly, but anyway, I got Times Square. And this is from 1980, starring Trini Alvarado, Robin Johnson, and Tim Curry. And I want to say I saw this on HBO like a really long time ago, like shortly after it was released. But what really kind of got me is the soundtrack for this, which includes Patti Smith, The Cure, Lou Reed, The Ramones, The Pretenders, Roxy Music, Gary Newman, Suzi Quatro, Talking Heads, Joe Jackson, XTC, and Robin Gibb, among others. So this is a blind-ish buy. I think I've seen it, but I'm not 100% sure. But looking forward to watching this from 1980. If you're following me on Instagram, you know I picked this up. I have not seen this yet. Renfield with Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult, and Awkwafina. This is also streaming, I believe, on Peacock, but I got it anyway. Looking forward to seeing that. I've heard really good things about it. I had mentioned that I picked up all the Halloween films, the classic Halloween films up through Halloween Resurrection, and I was going to get rid of my Scream Factory complete set, which included the Rob Zombie films. And I thought, well, I didn't really care if I kept the Rob Zombie films, but I found this on Amazon, which I didn't know existed. It's actually a 2-pack of the Rob Zombie films, so I'll still get to keep those. They'll be on Blu-ray, but it'll still give me a chance to watch Halloween 2, which I have not seen yet. And this is, interestingly enough, the theatrical version of Halloween 2, which is not exactly easy to find. Most of the time, if you find it as a standalone disc, it is the extended cut. So Another blind buy, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I finally got around to watching Black Adam this month, and I actually enjoyed it, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. I, along with most people, have superhero fatigue lately, but like I said, I've been giving some films a chance and some films second chances. So I will. Didn't make it to the theater to see this, but I do want to watch it. I loved the original Shazam movie. Speaking of old HBO movies, watching on HBO, this is one that I remember watching and liking. I probably was probably too young to really enjoy it, but this was written by John Carpenter and directed by Irvin Kershner, and I'm really looking forward to watching this for the first time, because I probably didn't understand 90% of it when I watched it as a kid. But this is The Eyes of Laura Mars, starring Faye Dunaway and Tommy Lee Jones. Brad Dourif is also in this, so that is cool. And Raul Julia, although the credits, it's pretty funny. Look right here, Raul Julia is in the movie, and he's mentioned in this paragraph, but right here it just says RJ. I wonder what the significance is of that. Very interesting. But anyway, Eyes of Laura Mars. And this was $5, and I have not seen this. This is a blind buy. This is Hacksaw Ridge, starring Andrew Garfield. I've heard a lot of good things about this. Directed by Mel Gibson. Who else is in this other than Andrew Garfield? Rachel Griffiths, Hugo Weaving, and Sam Worthington. So a decent cast. This is from 2016, and somehow I've escaped watching this, but I've heard a lot of good stuff about this. Looking forward to watching that. All right, and then last, rounding out the month, is an order I placed from Hamilton Book. And last month, or 2 months ago, I watched The Jackal, starring Bruce Willis and Richard Gere, and really enjoyed it, but everybody told me that this, the original film, The Day of the Jackal, is a lot better, and this is from 1973. So I picked up this Arrow version from Hamilton Book, which, like most Arrow films, includes a plethora of special features. It also has a reversible cover, which I don't like as much more than the original, or the one that Arrow has given it, but I might switch it. But anyway, this was directed by Fred Zinnemann, but yeah, this is supposed to be much better than The Jackal, and I loved The Jackal. So, well, love is a strong word. I liked The Jackal a lot. Adding this to my collection, I've seen this and really enjoyed it. This is Steven Spielberg's Lincoln, starring Daniel Day-Lewis. I was really surprised to get this with a slipcover. This is a pretty hefty in terms of weight set, but it comes with a Blu-ray, DVD, and 4 total discs. Blu-ray of the film, Blu-ray of special features, DVD of the film, and then the old-time digital copy disc. But I loved this movie. Glad to have this in the collection. I believe this was only $4.95, so that was well worth it. Also picked this up, City of the Living Dead from Lucio Fulci, Blue Underground. This was $4.95 or $5.95. I've noticed they've started to price a lot of things at $5.95 that used to be $4.95, but I'm not sure which this was. But I am not very familiar with Italian horror. I'm always trying to improve my perspective on the horror genre, and thought that I would take the opportunity to check this out. If you've seen it, let me know how it is. Then I picked this up. Always love Charles Bronson. This is a set of 3 of the 5 Death Wish films. This is Death Wish 2, 3, and 4. All of these, I believe, were released by Canon Films. Yeah, in the 80s. They are varying degrees of ludicrous, but I like Bronson, and Bronson makes everything better. So, and this was, I believe, $3.95, maybe $4.95. But yeah, the Triple Threat Collection. I pair that up with my other Charles Bronson set that I have. All right, rounding out the video, the purchases for June, I picked this one up. This is a Canadian copy of Demonic from Neil Blomkamp. This is his most recent film, as far as I know. This one kind of got shit on. I'm not sure why, but he is responsible for Chappie and District 9 and Elysium. I've seen all three of those movies and enjoyed them immensely. Maybe he swung out on this one. I don't know, but looking forward to watching this. This, of course, is a horror film. It just says a young woman unleashes an insidious demon when supernatural forces at the root of a decades-old rift between mother and daughter are ruthlessly revealed. Yeah, so it looks like this is a little bit of a smaller scale film for him. So I don't know. If you've seen Demonic, let me know what you thought of it. All right, and then last, definitely not least, since I picked up 300 from Big Lots, I figured I would add this to the collection. This is a blind buy. I have not seen this. This is 300 Rise of an Empire. It says it's the 3D version. It is the 3D version, but it does include the TD version, the 2D version. So I'll check this one out after rewatching 300. I know this one isn't supposed to be as good, but I'm interested in seeing it nonetheless. And this one was directed by Noam Murrow, but it was produced by Zack Snyder and Frank Miller. And it's based on the graphic novel Xerxes by Frank Miller. So we'll see if this is anywhere near as good as the original 300. So there you go. Glad to be back. I apologize again for my lack of videos for the month of June, but here I am. At least I made one in the last 3 weeks. So I appreciate all of you having patience for all the new subscribers I gained in the month of June. Thank you. And as always, if you've made it this far into the video, I really appreciate your patience and your attention span. And always, as always, feel free, I'm a little out of practice. As always, feel free to click the subscribe button. If you haven't done so already, click the thumbs up button. That helps out the channel, and I really appreciate it. And click that notification bell so you're always reminded when I upload new stuff, which will finally be happening a little more regularly. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.